Alrighty, my first time playing Varus. This should be interesting. Hey guys, what's up? It's 2Bronze for you. Today I want to talk about how a lot of people don't really notice this in League, but it definitely is a factor. So what I want to talk about is meta and how it changes. As you can see, I'm playing Varus mid. This wasn't just because I wanted to play Varus mid. This was because I wanted to show you guys something. So Varus has been a pretty good mid. I mean, he's been a pretty much average mid for a while. And there's been no cons, there's been no super pros. He has great poke. I mean, there's nothing really bad to him. But if you guys, you probably were, but if you guys weren't around in a couple of the last patches, Varus was never a mid laner until recently. Oh, almost got her. He's never really been a mid laner. He's always been an ADC since he scales off AD and he's ranged. But people realized recently, kinda recently, that he's not that great of an ADC. He was stopped being played for a while. Until the Unicorns of Loves in the EU LCS played Varus mid. It was so new to everybody. No one had even thought of Varus mid before. And when they broke it out, every team realized, oh my god, Varus mid is really good. And so now, if you don't see Varus in a lot of your games, that's kind of odd. Even when you see him ADC, it's kind of odd. You don't really notice. I've never really noticed, actually, myself, that Varus was never really a mid laner until now. And it's just something that kind of surprised me, just out of nowhere. And I'm not saying that Varus has never been played. He was played a lot as an ADC, actually, way back when. A long time, not really a long time ago, but quite a while ago. Before, I mean, some of you would have gotten into League of Legends. Varus was played as an ADC pretty constantly. Please survive. Oh, not even close. Another thing that used to be pretty popular, Riven mid. You never see Riven mid. I've only ever seen a Riven top. I just realized now I didn't buy a trinket. It just appeared to me that, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Even if champions get buffs and nerfs, they can always be good. It depends on what meta there is. I mean, Varus, he was really good in the tank meta since he had a lot of poke. And since there was a tank meta, a lot of assassins fell off. You know, you guys know assassins are one of my favorite roles, and so I kind of got sad when the tank meta came around. But it was just so crazy how, even though not many champions got nerfed, there was such a big champion differential. And what I'm saying about all of this is, even with just one champion changing, if that champion is really good or really bad, it will affect the whole, like, meta. Every champion that's played. And even way back when Season 5 came out, I was there, and the whole meta shifted. It was, before it was Elise, Evelyn, I mean, it was a lot of early game. Even though they didn't clear very well, they didn't have to, because the jungle wasn't very hard at clearing. I mean, there were a lot of champions that were played because they had good ganks. It wasn't because they were good clearers, it was because they had good ganks. I also want to say, guys, Varus reminds me a lot like Jace. He has a charge up, he doesn't have a charge up Q, but if he lands his Q, that's a big part of his kit, and if he's landing his Q, he's going in. Whereas Jace, he's more like melee, kind of more bruiser than Varus. Varus is just a flat-out poke champion. So like I was saying, when the jungle changed, instead of those champions like Elise or Evelyn that got very low health from their first clear, it would be champions like Warwick, or champions that could clear very well, had a lot of sustain. Even Fiddle was really good back then, even though Fiddle is really bad now. Let's hope for Fiddle buffs, even though he's really annoying. And even with champions like Vayne was trash compared to other early game ADCs. Not that long ago, before the tank meta came, she was not good at all. I mean, she was tier 2? I don't know, she was definitely not top tier. And I want to just point that out because she was, even though she had no buffs in her kit or anything like that, she was still not bad because there was no tanks running around. There were always squishy assassins and you wanted to burst them down. Whereas nowadays, when you have the tanks and stuff, it gets a lot more complicated. Also, new champion releases affect the older champions, like Varus. I mean, if Riven came out today, you would not see Varus. I mean, Riven, it has so much mobility. It would be so hard for Varus to even stay in lane unless he just poked her out. So when Echo was released, you had to pick a champion that was could at least survive against him. If you couldn't survive against him in mid lane, top lane, jungle, whatever, if you couldn't survive against him as a carry or just a person in general, a champion, then that champion was not considered good because Echo was such a dominant champion at that point. Now he's gotten settled down a little bit. I think he's in a good place right now, but Release Echo was really crazy, and I think it was just a meta change in itself for quite a while until they patched him, at least. Even over the years, item meta has been around. Like, when DFG was out, LeBlanc was a dominant champion. Even though after DFG got nerfed, she was not as dominant as she was before. She was the champion to pick if you wanted an assassin. That or Zed. And since Zed got a direct nerf, LeBlanc was the champion to choose, because DFG, you could just kill anything in like 2 seconds if you use your full combo. Hey guys, thanks for watching. This is just my thoughts on the general item changes, buffs, nerfs, not even item, but the meta, and how stuff like this has affected the meta. If you guys like this kind of content, I won't be posting over the weekend because I am on vacation. So, subscribe, and see you guys in the next video. This has been 2 Prawns for you. See you guys later.